Today, we're joined by Lacy Garcia, founder of Willow, to talk about how to get matched with women and underrepresented investors. Lacy Garcia is the founder and CEO of Willow. Willow is an award-winning wealth tech platform powering advisors' acquisition, growth, and retention of tomorrow's investors, women, next-gen, and underrepresented groups. Through Willow's certification programs and client acquisition platform, advisors gain knowledge, credentials, and exclusive one-to-one-to-one matches to prospective clients. Lacy and Willow are frequently featured in the media, including The Today Show, Think Advisor, Financial Planning, Business Insider, wealthmanagement.com, Yahoo Finance, and Go Banking Rates. John wasn't able to join for this discussion today, but we're so excited to learn more from Lacy.
Hi, I'm John.
And I'm Julie.
We're the hosts of the Hartford Fund's Human-Centric Investing Podcast.
Every other week, we're talking with inspiring thought leaders to hear their best ideas for how you can transform your relationships with your clients.
Let's go.
Lacy, thank you so much for joining us on the Human-Centric Investing Podcast today.
Julie, thank you so much for having me. Delighted to be here with you today.
Well, I am so excited to talk to you about how women and the next generation of investors are seeking information and finding financial advisors. I know this is a passion project of yours and something that you've spent many years pouring your heart and soul and dipping really into your personal experiences. So maybe you could tell us a little bit about how Willow, your company, came about, and then we can talk a little bit about how you're connecting clients and advisors, because I think it's just such a fascinating process that you've put together.
Julie, thank you. So first of all, Willow, really what we're trying to create is a win-win-win situation. We partner with advisors to help them to acquire and to grow trusted relationships with women and with the next generation of investors. And this is a deeply personal experience for me, or a passion for me, because I am a former financial advisor. I am also a woman client who went through multiple kind of difficult, challenging, and sort of traumatic experiences in my life that had massive financial implications. And when I started my adult life, I had never expected to be the financial spouse or to be a single mother or entrepreneur who's running a financial technology company. Those were not in the cards, right? So there were many lessons that were learned along the way. So in part with starting Willow was to represent first that there shouldn't be that, I was pulled in to be an advisor because I was able to connect with the women, with the next generation in a way, as I was the chief marketing officer, right? And I was pulled in, to be in the ultra high net worth. I was a private banker to play that role because the other advisors weren't able to connect with them. And I was like, there's got to be something wrong with this. I might have my MBA and yes, but I was an educator and a coach. So I was like, I'm an educator and a coach, not a marketing person. If they've all been trained to be the actual, real kind of financial advisor. So there was a learning in that, right? Wait a second, what is it that they're missing that we can help them? Because they already have all the hard stuff down. How do we give them the soft stuff that, is going to help them to better connect? And then similarly, there are so many, it's not just women, it's people of all genders, certainly younger investors, who are looking for, who haven't felt that they've been able to find the right advisors that they could really trust. They haven't felt like, financial services was built for them, and they're looking for that trusted relationship, that personal connection. And we want to help them to find that. And really, we want to help create this win-win-win where the investors, the consumers, the investors are getting, finding the advisor, getting the advice that they need to be able to grow, protect their wealth. The advisors who are passionate about serving them are able to grow their business and work with the clients that they really want to work with. And that everybody is sort of benefiting, right? That this is that is creating this win-win-win, for not only for everybody's, for everybody's personal wealth and for business, but also, we know that as we get more hands in the well, more money in the hands of more women, like really in many ways, society also benefits. And they are controlling more and more wealth as we talk about, we're in Women's History Month, and more than ever, they will be the greatest recipients of this great wealth transfer most immediately and through the next generation, not just the women, the wives, sort of the widows, or divorcees and single women who are kind of inheriting right now, but also that next gen too. So we want to make sure that they are able to grow, their wealth, and that we all benefit as a result of it.
That's so great. And it's interesting. I went to your website before our
Yeah,
conversation, which is trustwillow.com. And it really felt and looked very different than other financial services websites out there.
yeah,
And what really struck me was how personal it felt. I saw things like, I like dogs, I like to travel, I live in this city, I like gardening. And all of a sudden I thought, if I were to have put these preferences in there about what I like, and maybe a financial professional was being matched with me, they would know a lot about me and my likes and dislikes. So, will you share with our listeners sort of how you're using technology to help create this win-win-win that you're talking about? Because I just think it's
yeah.
really interesting how you're sort of taking this down to a really personalized level in a way that I think is very unique in financial services.
Yes. And, historically, there was this personal relationship between an advisor and its clients that was meeting in person, right?
Mhm.
And very, you know, that was how you were able to get to know your clients. You lived in the same community, you understood their family and their needs. Now we live in this digital society, right? And where it's everything, most that your first prospects, your introductions, with the exception of some referrals or word of mouth, they're still coming. The first place they're meeting you is online. They are meeting you through your website, through your social media presence, through what others are saying about you, what you're saying about yourself, but they're through the pictures that you're using. They're meeting you online, right? So we are here to help advisors to be able to be their authentic selves online, because it's so, for some it's easy, right? And they're really embracing this digital kind of age and all the modern technology. For others it's challenging, and it's kind of seems overwhelming, right? And now there's all this pressure to market. Before we weren't even allowed to market, now wait a second, we have to market. And so how do we were helping advisors to be able to do that. But to your point, like, our website is, first of all, it looks much more like the Bumble for financial services, right? Like, we help, we are matching consumers, investors with advisors based not just on, yes, here's the financial advice I need, here's my net worth, here's where I live, or I'm willing to meet virtually, all those which are critical, right? But then it's who am I as a person? Who are you as a person? Like, what's your personality type? What's your Myers-Briggs personality type? What's your favorite animal? What's your favorite hobby? Like, how are we going to personally connect, right? And, this was off of what we know works from like an online dating perspective is like, we're really looking to make that personal connection. We know that what has been lacking, what has been, I'm going to say, missing, which is, for so many women and for younger advisors who are not who are leaving their advisor, or who can't find an advisor that they connect with, is that they don't have that trust. Like, how do you get the trust? Like, without, we're vetting, we're certifying, we're saying that these advisors are trusted, but then also we're helping them. The second thing is that personal connection. We're helping you to show who you are, what your why is, in this authentic way online, and then to connect you with investors who will be able to connect with you on a personal level. If they feel like you can really get me, you can understand me, we can we could really work together. And I feel like I trust that you could actually understand me and support my needs.
we think about the great wealth transfer, and
Yeah.
again, we've got lots of statistics and headlines, and as we think about that coming up and the continuation of that, as advisors, you know, plan for the next generation and the longevity of their practices,
Yeah.
how do you think technology, and especially Willow, plays a part in that? And I guess more specifically, how could financial professionals become part of the Willow process if they're interested in using technology to create that presence online to be able to attract the next generation of clients that are inheriting the wealth, but wanting that more modern relationship?
Yeah, so technology is going to play a critical role as it already does, because similar, like we all expect, right? We have this at our fingertips, right?
Yep,
And we expect seamless communications. We
exactly.
get frustrated for some reason a website's not working, right?
Oh, exactly. It's devastating.
Exactly,
It's
devastating, right? Things
or
like this.
unacceptable in some
Yeah.
cases, right?
Yeah, so these clients no longer want to. I mean, I think most advisors have moved away from this, but they don't want to print out. Like they don't. You better have DocuSign. You better like they
Right,
no longer want long printed statements unless they have specifically requested that. Right? They want things. They want community. They want more touch points that are more personal. Right? And they want and they expect that you've integrated technology through in your client service and your onboarding and your accounting in a way that makes it easy for them, right? So they expect that, but then how do you connect with them on this deeper kind of personal level, like with existing clients, the content? Do you have content that is like engaging them, that's interesting to them, that's educating them? Because we know that we call it the 3 E's at Willow. Willow, we know that you need to be able to engage them, to empathize with them, and education is this critical way to be able to connect with them. So does your content do that, right?
right,
And then for as advisors who are looking to grow their business, it's happening online, right? It's happening online. And how advisors can work with us is Willow offers a new type of lead generation service. We want to move away from this volume game of getting 10 to 50 leads a month that we know that advisors chase down, and then they, over a course of a couple of months, those 100 leads maybe barely wield one client, right? But they took up a lot of time. Like, we know your time is precious, right? Where our focus is on actually helping you to have the skills, have the knowledge, have the talk track, have everything you need, that we are then only going to bring you one exclusive match, where once a client decides that we've matched you to make sure that they fit your criteria, you fit who they want to work with. Once they select you, we're not providing that lead to any other advisor. We want you to get on that call and to be able to build a connection and begin a trusted relationship. The focus is not on leads, it's on matches, it's on building the foundation for a quality relationship, right? So that's what our focus is. So for advisors who perhaps have tried other lead generation services and are like, this takes so much time, it's so expensive, and it isn't necessarily bringing me the clients that I want, or it's not the best use of my time. Or for a lot of advisors who haven't ever wanted to or needed to do that, but they maybe just want to take on a few more like ideal clients, right? This is where please come work with us. Come to trustwillow.com. Come, we can could have give you a demo, help sign you up, but we're here to help you to grow the business that you want to, the way that you want to do it. And yes, and how do you do that online? Updating and kind of rewriting your bio and your marketing outreach, and then helping you to then be able to grow your business the way you want to grow your business, in a way that is respectful of how precious your time is, and quite frankly, that is going to be not a huge investment of money or time, in a way that you won't see the benefits of it, you know because we know that that's a lot of frustration, kind of pain point for advisors, where it feels sort of predatory and not like a great use of time or resources. So we're trying to help to solve for that for financial advisors.
That makes so much sense. Has the feedback from advisors who have used your lead generation services, and as you've delivered these very, hand curated leads to them, has the feedback been extremely positive in terms of the match with the prospective clients and their ability to connect with them because of similar demographics and likes and dislikes, etc.?
Yeah, so we actually just got this amazing quote that I don't have memorized, but I'm going to try to paraphrase it, from an advisor last week, who said, "It's like Willow went into my brain and created a platform exactly the way that I wanted it to, and then has delivered exactly the clients that I'm looking for." And like,
Wow.
so the answer is,
That's a glowing
the answer
review.
is, I know, it was a really glowing review. I wasn't gonna like fully memorize, but we were like, wow, that was awesome. That felt good. That felt good. But the feedback has been really positive for the advisors that we are working with. And we have a 90 net promoter score with advisors who've been working with Willow, and they are, like, we are making quality matches. That's what our focus is on, is helping you to actually be able to grow your business across the board, not just through like these leads that are sent to you that you have to chase down, but that you are equipped. You have you're first of all getting certified, that you are trusted, that you are vetted, that this, that other women or other next gen clients can be like, okay, you know I could trust you, right? I could trust you, because sometimes you're online, it's like, how do you figure that out, right? And then secondly, that you're able to kind of get matched with the right clients, right? To get and have the ability to convert them on a call, right? Say that, be able to ask the questions and listen the way that you need to be able to show them that you're going to be able to help them, that you're going to be able to understand them, you get them, and that you'll be able to serve their best interests and help them with the right financial planning and the right investment strategy to accomplish their financial and their life goals.
Do you have a certain number of advisors that can be part of the Willow network?
We are growing. I mean, I would say that there's a standard. There's criteria for being in good standing, having a peer who can speak to your reputation in the industry, a client who can speak, just sort of quietly attest that you are qualified and trusted. So it certainly is we are trying to help advisors get to this, who are at a higher bar, and get to a higher bar
Mhm.
through the process. But we are really, we are open and here to help any advisor who wants to get better, right? Who either is ready today, or who has this awareness and this desire, right? We want to help them, because so many advisors want to do a better job at serving women or serving
Yes.
younger investors, but they simply don't know how. It doesn't mean that they're not great financial advisors or, investment managers, but like, okay, now I have to integrate all this holistic planning, and I don't have to, what, now I have to be a life coach at the same time that I'm being a
Right.
financial advisor. It's like
Exactly.
all these things that
And
you're
there's
being
still
told that
only
you
so
have
many
to.
hours in the day.
There's so many hours in a day. It's like, how do you do it, right? And so that's what we're
Yeah.
here to help you, to make it more bite size and really tactical, and we give you, help you kind of tactically, not just say, hey, you got to do XYZ and like, good luck. But
Right.
it's like, here you go. We're going to help you through our training, through the coaching, through the resources and content. We're going to help you to get there.
That makes so much sense. For
Yeah.
those listening today that are sitting there, assessing their own situation and thinking, I think I'm doing a decent job. There's more that I could be doing. I'm not sure I'm ready to take the next step to engage Willow, but I want to, ask myself a few honest, reflective questions, what would be the first step or two that you would suggest just at a 30,000 foot level that maybe a financial professional or team should be asking themselves as it pertains to, how are they fully using technology or thinking about sort of the future of their practice as it pertains to attracting, female or the next generation of investor or client?
Yeah, I would say on the communications is so critical. So I'm going to focus on how technology
Okay.
enables communications with my responses. And I first is, are you creating a two-way conversation online?
Mm.
First of all, does your
Mm.
website, for the clients that you want to engage, can they see themselves in your website? Can they read your why and feel like they can connect with you? If you don't have a social media strategy or presence, and maybe perhaps your compliance department isn't allowing it, though we're seeing this changing right
Mhm.
rapidly,
Right.
really you should have one. And you should be mindful and aware that the goal of that to engage is to create a conversation, right? Is not just to push out and tell, but to actually bring in and engage. So are you doing that with your website, with your LinkedIn profile, with whatever other communications that you're putting out there? Are they just telling, or are they listening to? Are they pulling in the investors or the prospects to want to engage and to take action with you? Because those are that is what you need to do if in this day and age to be able to kind of meet your clients tech technological like communication needs, right? And we know that that is so critical to engaging and to growing relationships and to retaining clients, is that you're able to do that.
Those are great ideas, and I think
Mm.
excellent assessment points for any financial professional or team as they think about the next step. So, thank you for sharing that. And before we wrap up today, because it is the Human Centric Investing podcast, we'd love to get to know a little bit more about you, Lacy, as the human. So, if
Great.
you're willing, I'd love to
Yeah,
dive into our lightning round of questions.
go
So,
for it.
let's glide on into that. How
Yeah.
about this? Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Oh, I am a morning person. I'm like a 5 a.m. wake up.
I'm right there with you. Those are the best hours of
Yeah.
the day. If
Yes,
you want me to do
exactly.
anything worthwhile at 5 p.m., nope, I'm drained.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm like definitely pass out like by like
Yep,
9 p.m. and use
exactly.
my son as an excuse. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry I fell asleep with them. But
I'm
like,
not
yep.
building a PowerPoint at
Yeah,
5 p.m. I can tell you that for
exactly.
sure.
Oh, I'm definitely not either. Definitely not. My goodness.
But
It's
yeah,
like,
at
yeah,
5
it's like
a.m., oh, it's going to be sharp as can be.
I think it's like 5 a.m. to 6:30 is the best. That's where my brain is actually
Oh,
fully
I,
working at its
I'm right there with you. Cup of coffee in hand. I mean, you're in the zone. Love it.
100%. And if I could squeeze in a workout, like a quick workout,
Yeah,
like right before that, I'm like
even
really,
better.
it's like it's
Yes.
max productivity.
That's like a
Yeah.
dream day.
Yeah, exactly. So sometimes that means getting up at 4:30,
That is true. That is true. Yes.
Yeah.
Are you a dark chocolate girl or a milk chocolate girl?
I'm just like chocolate girl. So I think that I
Oh,
used to be
there
a
we go.
milk chocolate girl. And then I got, then the health benefits of dark chocolate with a little sprinkling, by the way, like the sea salt
Oh,
dark
I know.
chocolate,
The sea salt
which is
just is the
much,
game changer.
I know. And I'm not sure if that helped with the health benefits, but it was all about the dark
It
chocolate is really
probably
not bad for
negates
you.
all the goodness of the chocolate, but it makes it so tasty.
Totally. So I think I could convince to be either way, just depending upon the mood
That's
or
so
the
funny.
yeah.
Are you messy or neat?
I am I'm pretty neat, but I have like, what I've actually, and I wish I could remember the quote. I that some of basically I'm neat everywhere except my desk is
Oh,
always a mess.
okay.
And there was something that I remember growing up, somebody telling me something around the lines of like, if you're creative, like you can have everything's organized, but there has to be something chaotic about your workspace. So it's this funny thing where like I'm pretty anally neat, like and then I'm constantly cleaning up my desk, but it's like every day at the end of the day, I'm like, what's a hot mess here? I guess
think
it
that
must be
makes
because all
sense.
the creative juices were flowing.
That's so funny. What was your favorite board game as a kid?
Oh, that's such a good one. I still love, I think Trivial Pursuit was so fun.
Mm,
Monopoly, of course, but like
yes,
probably Trivial Pursuit.
that was a good one. And
Yeah.
then finally, what was the first concert you went to?
You know, it was James Taylor. It was
Oh,
with one of my
that's a
best friends to
good
this day. We were turning, it was her 11th birthday,
one.
and it was at the Wang Center in Boston. It was a very, serene concert, but it was, so I can't say there's spicier stories, but this was the more kind of serene, but it was really sweet. I mean, obviously James Taylor, and like, you've got a friend, and I will say,
Oh,
to this day, my friend Macy, who's still one of my best friends decades later, but that was my first concert,
that's great.
actually.
Mine was Tiffany, and I was 8 years old, and I remember it very clearly.
Amazing.
So, that's a blast from the
Amazing.
past. So,
Yeah, that's wonderful.
well, Lacey, I can't thank you enough for being here with us on the Human Centric Investing podcast today. And for our listeners, if you're interested in learning more about Lacey and Willow and her mission to help advisors better serve women and the next generation of investors, please visit trustwillow.com. Thank you again for all of the work that you're doing for financial professionals and clients, Lacey. We really appreciate it.
Julie, thank you so much to you and to Hartford Funds. And I've just been really so grateful to be on today. And it was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Hartford Funds Human Centric Investing Podcast. If you'd like to tune in for more episodes, don't forget to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, or YouTube.
And if you'd like to be a guest and share your best ideas for transforming client relationships, email us at guestbooking@hartfordfunds.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Talk to you soon.
The views and opinions expressed herein are those of the guest, who is not affiliated with Hartford Funds.